thick, juicy filling, buttery, melt-in-the-mouth pastry. If you're after a proper homemade fruit pie, this blueberry one is a beauty. And I'll also show you a few tricks to get the perfect lattice top. First, the filling. Frozen blueberries go into a pan along with sugar and cornflour, as well as lemon zest and lemon juice. At this stage, there's nothing to stop you throwing in other flavours if you want to. So I think spices, vanilla, something boozy if you fancy it. Unfortunately, I don't have any, but I do find limoncello works really nicely. For this recipe, I'm going to be using frozen blueberries, but if you have enough of them, feel free to use fresh. But for a cooked pie filling like this, frozen works really well because you're only going to break it down anyway into a thick, glossy filling. But one thing to consider is that frozen blueberries need a little extra help with thickening, so I'm going to use a little bit more corn flour than I would if I was using fresh blueberries. That way the filling sets properly, slices cleanly, and doesn't turn into some sort of blueberry soup when the pie's cut open. Give the blueberries a really good mix to evenly coat them in that sugar and corn flour. We don't want any lumps. Then cook over a medium heat, stirring often until the blueberries start to release their juice. Continue to stir until the blueberries are soft, but still holding their shape, and the juice has turned glossy, thick, and deep purple in colour. Once cooked, pour that filling into a bowl and leave that to cool properly. Then once it's cool, cover and chill it, preferably overnight, so it thickens up nicely. And while that's cooling, we can make our pastry. If you want the full step-by-step method all written out, you can find it over on my Patreon. It's a great way to support the channel and find all my recipes in one place. I'm going for an enriched short crust instead of like a sweet pastry here because that pie filling is sweet enough. So lots of butter, egg yolks to enrich the pastry, and a little splash of water to help make that pastry pliable, which is going to be a big help later on when we do our lattice. Place the flour, sugar, salt, and cold butter into the bowl of the food processor and blitz everything together until you've got a fine breadcrumb consistency. You should be able to see the difference between these two side by side, the white flour before blitzing versus the creamy yellow of the breadcrumb texture. Once they look like this, stop blitzing because you don't want to overwork the pastry. Then egg yolks and ice cold water go in and blitz again, but just enough to just bring it together to a rough crumble. You should be able to gently squeeze it together, but also crumble it apart. This is the sweet spot. Now there's water involved, it's even more important that we don't overwork our pastry and develop the gluten that's in the flour. Otherwise, our pastry won't be beautiful and melt in the mouth, it will be tough and chewy. Turn everything out onto a work surface and then use your hands to finish off bringing it together. Then split it in half, wrap it, and chill it for at least an hour. Once chilled, we can start preparing the pastry for our pie. Now you might disagree, but I recommend starting with the lattice first. Unwrap your chilled pastry and place on a lightly floured work surface and dust the top with a little more flour to stop it sticking. The pastry will probably be a bit too firm to roll out straight away, so give it a few gentle taps with your rolling pin, turning as you go. This helps make it pliable while still keeping it nice and cold. Don't worry if it cracks slightly during this process, we'll sort all that out while we're rolling. Once it's softened a little, start rolling it out, giving the pastry about 1/8 of a turn every few rolls. This is going to help keep our pastry a nice round shape and a nice even thickness throughout. Keep rolling until it's about 1 inch larger than your pie tin, and it should be roughly 4 to 5 millimeters thick. Then roll the pastry up onto your rolling pin and unfurl it onto a sheet of grease-proof paper. Using the rolling pin as a guide, cut 1 to 1.5 centimeter wide strips across the pastry. When it comes to the width of the strips, you don't have to be millimeter perfect. You can measure it if you want to, but I just do it by eye. And I'd recommend using a palette knife or something blunt so you don't cut through that grease-proof paper. Once all the strips are cut, remove every other strip, keeping them in order as best you can. Now, lay a strip across the top horizontally in the center as a guide. Fold back alternating vertical strips over the guide and then lay one of your reserve strips horizontally in front of the folded back strips. Then unfold the pastry back over the top. Remove the guide strip and then repeat the process from the opposite side so that vertical strips of dough that pass underneath the horizontal strip are folded back. Then lay another strip horizontally in front of the folded back strips and unfold the pastry back over the top. Then repeat this process, alternating which strips are folded back each time until you've woven the entire lattice. Once it's finished, check the lattice is still slightly larger than your pie tin, then lay another sheet of greaseproof paper over the top and very gently press it together with your hands. Then we need to chill it, so I'd recommend sliding the whole thing onto a pizza peel using the greaseproof paper or a flat tray or anything that's big enough to support the whole lattice. Then pop it into the fridge to chill while we line the pie tin and add the filling. Take the remaining half of your pastry out of the fridge and just like before, lightly flour the work surface and the pastry. It'll probably be a little firm, so give it a few gentle taps with the rolling pin, turning as you go until it becomes a little bit more pliable. Then start start rolling it out, giving the pastry 1/8 of a turn every few rolls to keep it nice and even. Roll it out until it's around 1 inch larger than your fluted flan tin and around 4 to 5 millimeters thick. Once again, roll the pastry loosely up onto your rolling pin and then use that to carefully unfurl it over the tin. Gently ease the pastry down into the corners, making sure it's sitting snugly against the base and into every flute. Gently fold any excess pastry over the edge and leave. This is going to give something for our lattice to bond onto, and we can trim off any excess later on once the lattice is attached. Next, in goes our chilled blueberry filling, using a spatula to spread it out evenly across the base of the pastry cake. Then we can add our lattice to the top of the pie, using the paper to carefully slide the lattice over the blueberry filling by pulling the paper underneath the peel. Once the lattice is on top, use your fingers and thumbs to gently blend the edges of the case and the lattice pastry together, and after that, carefully use your rolling pin just to trim off and remove any excess pastry. And that is our pie assembled. Not as difficult as you might think, right? Now is a good time to chill the pie while we preheat our oven to 190 degrees. You might be wondering why we don't blind bake this pastry and if it will be soggy underneath. Well, the short answer is no. You have to keep the pastry raw in order to bring the lattice and the pastry case together, otherwise it's just going to come apart after cooking. Plus, because there's pastry top and bottom, you do need to cook this pie for longer, which means that the pastry gets cooked thoroughly. And the cornflour and the blueberries help thicken the filling, which prevents a soggy crust. Once the pie is chilled and the oven's up to temperature, bake the pie for around 50 to 60 minutes until the pastry is crispy and golden brown and the filling is just bubbling lightly through the lattice. Don't stress too much if your pie bubbles more than this one when you cook it, because honestly, it's all part of the charm. Once cooked, remove from the oven, leave until cool enough to handle, and carefully remove the pie from the tin and slide onto a serving plate. Then carefully cut yourself a slice and admire that stunning cross section. The pastry's flaky and the blueberry filling holds well while not being too firm. This is one damn fine blueberry pie. Now all that's left to do is serve up a little ice cream and enjoy. If you want the full step-by-step method all written out, you can find it over on my Patreon. It's a great way to support the channel and find all my recipes in one place. And if you want more recipes like this, check out this video next.